Right, new episode of Trade Legends. It seems to be the annual sort of Super Trowel build-up podcast that you boys do when you sort of release the New Year's Super Trowel event or the following year's Super Trowel events coming up. So you've just recently sort of put out about Super Trowel 2026, the details around it. So we're going to get onto that. But first of all, it's good to have you back in. Jack, Joe, Ash, nice to have all three of you because I think last time Ash, you wasn't about, was you? Was it?
No,
just you two, wasn't it?
And wasn't it around about Valentine's Day last year?
Yes,
we was
it
making
was.
that joke.
Yeah.
We stood under them flowers.
Myself, Jack, and Kyle.
That's
Kyle
right, yeah.
was it?
Kyle, yes. Yeah.
But no, it's great to have you boys back in. I just love having you in because even though it's not a world that I'm in massively, the Brick Lane world, I just, as you know, from people that have watched the podcast for ages will know that first interaction of you telling me and explaining the whole thing around Super Trowel blew my mind. And then when I come to the first event, it was just...
It still does for me, one top of another.
It's just... But the way that the Super Trowel has just gone each year, bigger and better. And we're going to come on to what you've got coming up this year, because I've had a little bit of a look in the background and seen what you're going to be doing, but I know there's other bits that I don't know about that you're going to let us know about. Some things that I spoke to Jack before you two arrived that we can sort of say is in the process of happening, but we can't say what it is and whatever. And then obviously I've got to touch on, and I'm going to touch on it at the end of the podcast. Ash is already smiling because he knows what's coming. Got to touch on at the end of the podcast because I wouldn't be a decent podcast host if I didn't, is the controversy that was surrounding...
Can you get me a pack of tissues?
The 2025... The
2025
2025
me for having a little bit of a tear up on that. So
mate, no.
Honestly,
Honestly, I've got to bring that up because it was so prolific, and I know you've covered it on various outlets and whatever, but you know, I love having you boys on, so I just want to hear. Now the dust has settled, because it's been, what, 9 months since 25, give or take now? Would that be around right?
I think closer to 6.
Okay, 6 months.
Yeah, I think so.
Now the dust settles and everyone's done whatever they want, we can sort of revisit. I'm not going to go too deep on it, but I just want to...
Yeah.
I want to hear it. Basically, just want to hear what's going on.
Just a nosy fucker, isn't
Yeah, basically, yeah.
We've got no PR team, so it's going to come from the horse's mouth.
And do you know what, mate? That is exactly, you know,
We'll tell you how it is. We'll tell you the truth.
Yeah. But first of all, I want to get into, obviously, this episode. So before we get any further, if you haven't already, get subscribed to the Trade Legends YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button below. Get us over on Instagram. Add us on Instagram. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from, tune in. If you can't watch on YouTube, stick it on in the van when you're at work, break time, coffee time, or even when you're trying to do some work. Get tuned in then.
Have a listen.
Have a listen, mate. Have a listen. Right, what you been up to, basically? Before we go deep on what's coming in 2026, what's been going on work-wise, Ash? What have you been up to?
So personally, I've just finished up a big project in London, and now I'm back on the tools now.
Are you?
Yeah, it's quiet out there. It's quiet.
Jack was saying that.
Yeah, so my typical turn up to work wearing a bit of a two-piecer and sitting at a desk and very much kind of running and doing meetings and stuff is gone.
Really?
I'm
back on the
my
tools.
work trousers.
Do you prefer that? Is it like, this is me, this is...
Yeah, it's what I know. It's what I've done for all my life. Apart from the last couple, but it's just second nature, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pick up the trowel, just get on with it, go to work.
Yeah, it's
pays my
natural,
bills.
isn't it?
Yeah, so that's been me pretty much for the last 3 months, I think, and it's probably going to be like that for another few months until...
It's properly gone quiet then?
Yeah, until...
For what you do usually, to put you back onto the tools.
And I'm not like... I'm by no means like a bad manager. Like, there is just no work. Like, just keep my head down, keep my mouth shut and just kind of do my job, really. So that's been that, which has made it a little... dropping myself in it. It makes it a little bit harder because whereas be on the computer and I'd be doing a bit of work and I could answer an email, do you know what I mean, for Super Trowel and my day job, it's easy, do you know what I mean? You're there. Yeah. It has made it a bit harder. I've kind of got to wait till my break times. I've got to wait till the end of the day, which means I am doing a little bit more work in the evenings. Because
it is still you three answering every email that comes through to do with Super Trowel between your work. Yeah. You know, so it's not. You haven't got like a PR team in the background that are doing everything. It's just.
If you go onto our calendar, you'll see that there's that continuous. The only time you can book is between 1:30 and 2:30 for a meeting, because that's. For me, I'm timetabled. That's my lunch break.
Yeah.
And you can't, I've got to teach. I've got my focus. Got to be on.
You can only get me at 11 and half 11, because that's when my break is.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You're pretty much open all day. Like he does what he wants.
Does what he
Yeah.
wants.
When he's not shoveling brick jackets at 6:30 in the morning in the rain.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
What about you then, Joe? What have you been up to?
Yeah, just brick jacket stuff really. Office, doing the general deliveries and whatnot. I have been out on site. I've been doing a bit of brickwork here or there for friends and
Getting your hands
family.
dirty.
Yeah, no, I do jump on and off here or there where I can.
Do you
if
miss
like.
it? When, You know, when you go back to it, and like you, Ash, when you haven't done it for so long.
Oh, it's not. Like, I got all my tools just before Christmas. I got all my tools out, cleaned them all up.
First day back at school,
it
sort of
was
thing.
literally like new pencil case. But
A protractor. No one ever used a protractor today. You know, you always get that protractor. Or you
I
have that,
used to frisbee it.
that shatterproof ruler
I
that everyone used to just bend in half.
Tractor used to frisbee across the
That's
classroom,
it.
didn't you?
Yeah. So yeah, brick jackets.
Yeah, just fun.
How's that going?
All right, not too bad. It ain't been great, and I will say this, and I've openly said it to the lads, and obviously people that I speak to on a daily. The last 18 months, it ain't been brilliant. It's generally quite quiet. January this year, the first 4 weeks of the year, start back, freezing cold the first week, and it hasn't left off raining. But even though it hasn't left off raining, it's only this last week or so we've really picked up.
Right.
But literally that first sort of 4 weeks back after Christmas, it was quite quiet.
And you can see that, you can notice that massively.
Yeah, definitely. Last year was very, very quiet throughout the whole. January to December was very, very
I wonder
quiet.
why that is.
Don't know.
I think it's like I said to you and Jack earlier. Obviously, up north you may not affect it, but down south we're seeing it definitely. We like because I said up north and we're
Yeah,
not
I was
north,
thinking
are
we're
we?
in the middle. We're
Mate,
different
what
up north.
gap north. But I feel it that we have the same conversations from different angles every day. Is that I seeing it with the amount of the lack of apprentices that I get from the normal subcontractors that pick up 4 or 5 a year. I'm seeing a lot more micros, one-man bands, self-employed going, you know what, I want to employ this young lad and bring him on as an apprentice. So external people coming in, rather than normally we're getting a huge flurry of the big subbies around London going, we want to come in and interview 3-4 of your lads to take them on. We're ringing them up and going, everything all right? Is it our
So you're even consciously ringing them and saying
ring
what?
them and they're saying, I
There's
can't
nothing
take
there.
there's no work. Like I can't take any apprentices because I've got to keep my blokes in work.
Yeah,
and that's
they
just
come
how it
first, don't
is.
they?
They have to. And the apprentices I've got, I need to keep them because.
And what are the
apprentices?
apprentices doing then? What are you doing as because obviously you're in the college game. So what's the colleges and the government doing to help relieve that and get them out?
At the college level, it's just trying to push to get, like I said, them smaller companies out there that may not be aware of what value that apprentices have and what they can get and grants, etc. and stuff like that. So it's more that there's a big push on that rather than being comfortable going, we know we can go to, hypothetically, fly brickwork, then they're just going to pick up 6.
Yeah.
They're not doing it because no one's building houses because none of them are selling.
It's interesting
because
because
pick it up because no bricks are being.
I was going to say it's interesting. The three dynamics that you've got every level. You, Ash, when you was management sort of side.
Yeah, so I'm commercial brickwork, very, very typical, heavy commercial. You're looking after mainly residential,
and commercial as well. Though. They're quiet as well.
Yeah.
But,
and then you're seeing the grand scheme of it.
Yeah, with me, I don't quite know. I can't quite put my finger on exactly what it is, but I think it's a culmination of things, sort of thing. With regards to the house building, perhaps slowing down, interest rates are high where the houses are not selling, etc. But and I think generally work has slowed down within our industry a little. But let's hope we sort of get into April this year and everything picks up. That's when the weather turns again.
And that leads nicely on to really kind of why we went outside this year, because we, as Super Trowel 25 came to an end, we could see before everything was slowing down. Construction was getting quite tight.
Could you see that then? When you was coming
massively.
out of that?
Yeah. Not, I mean, from my perspective, like the fact that I knew my job was coming to an end and I knew I had nothing to go into.
Right.
Was kind of, for me, I worked for Swift Brickwork, and we used to well, I say used to, we normally have like 40 to 50 live projects. So there's always something to go on to. And that kind of changed a bit. Still got projects, still got plenty of work, but not enough work for everyone. So the dynamic slightly changes in the company, just kind of shifts. And like for me, from my position, I kind of go from being more of a management side to more of a working manager, like a foreman, to kind of just keep my position and keep moving. But we did notice, I mean, with Joe's kind of insight from sales, and then Jack with the apprentices, we could see that there was.
Yeah, you've got quite a good eye over it, haven't you, between the three of you?
Within definitely within brickwork for sure. We could see that change was happening, and with the feedback from 25, cost of stands, electric, people don't want to spend 1,500 quid on electric. They don't want to spend $4,000 on a six by six trade stand because obviously it was more than that. I think.
Yeah, it was more than that.
Yeah, so we was like, we need to do something that's going to encourage people within the construction industry to still come to the event and save money, because everyone likes to save money in the construction. That's how it works. And that was pretty much why we came up with the idea of let's go outside, because if we go outside, I'm not going to say how much of a difference it is, but I mean, you can go from, let's say, from $4,000 to $1,000 quite quickly. And you can still come. And they're like, just say $3,000. We'll be there.
I think that's, do you know, we was only talking to someone this morning, weren't we, Joe? And they turned around and said that, you know, when you explain it to people, they go, well, why is it so low? And you turn around and go, look, at the end of the day, like, if you exhibited with us before, like we said before, it's the three of us. We're still working. We're only doing this, and we still do it because we're passionate about the industry. It's about supporting the sector and getting as many people engaged, whether that's coming into it or they're already in the industry, as possible. So we will make the changes. We're not turning around and going, all right, we've moved to the outside venue and going, we'll keep our prices the same, because you can't. We're not about that. We're turning around and going, sorry, Mark, we're turning around and going, this is what the fee is going to be. But if you've already scheduled to spend this much of it, it's wonderful, because now you've got a bit more budget to throw at what you want at our show, because ultimately we want it to be the best construction show, and we're confident that it is becoming the best construction event in the
thing
UK.
you're doing, though, is upping it every year. And the fact, I'll get onto what I was going to say, what we're doing this year, what you're doing this year, but you're upping it every year. But to now, this year's going to be the next level up again, but it's going to be cheaper for the people coming in, and that's a great little spin. Because you've analysed.
It's important to keep switching up
it
year on year to keep it interesting. So we've done the event centres. Now we're moving outside. It's got a different spin on it, sort of thing. Moving to the outside, you know, where's Super Trowel? You going Super Trowel this year? Oh no, I went Stoney last year. No. But this year we're outside. Oh, we're outside.
It's another element, isn't it?
It's another twist on the story. So
we only had this conversation maybe yesterday, if not today, and it was like, are we an events company or are we a media company? And it was actually something that another company had mentioned to us last year, and it was like, are we an event? Are we an event? Or are we media?
I would say you're an event.
Yeah. Where do you think most of the income comes from? The event or the media?
Yeah, the media side, wouldn't it?
Exactly. Because you're a media company. Your revenue comes
you're
from the media.
You're putting on an event within the media realms of it.
Exactly. And so if you can get the exhibition space low and get people to exhibit, and then you start to look at getting them to spend more money in media, which only increases their brand, you then have a media company, and the revenue is based on enhancing the brand through media.
Absolutely. And they can see return of investment through that.
Exactly. You can't see return of investment if you just have an exhibition stand and a few thousand people come through.
You're right.
But if we market it properly and do the right media around that particular brand, then there's a return of investment. But I think the fourfold on that is if they spend more money on marketing and spend more money on their stand, which I can't get the words out there. Subsequently.
Subsequently.
Hang on. The upper middle class goal now.
Is the word is down here.
Subsequently.
Give me the sentence beforehand.
What's the context?
Subconsciously.
No, not subconsciously.
It's not.
Is it subsequently?
Subsequently. That's the one. That's the badger.
You need those middle school.
Those upper middle class boarding school boys to.
Union or league?
Did you ever go on Blockbusters, Jack?
Yeah.
You'd have been good on Blockbusters, wouldn't
I was
you?
on Blue Peter.
We know you was on blue pizza.
Obviously was, but he's got
You
the
was
badge
on
and
blue
everything.
So if we,
We're not even going to say that word now.
if they get a cheaper stand, they can spend. Our hope is that they can spend more money on that stand. Which,
Yeah.
and what we really push on is make it engaging.
Yeah.
You have to remember, most of the people, the demographic is the people that work in trades. They are good with their hands.
Yeah.
They're not readers. They're not writers. They're not. They might be visual, but the whole point of it is
Hands on, innit?
hands on.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to encourage them to do. And if we go and say, no, it's $6,000 for the stand, they go, well, we've only got a couple grand left.
Yeah.
On our budget, we can't really do much. We can do.
You want an interactive event,
Exactly.
don't you?
100%, and I think that comes back to think about where you are, the event you're at. You're watching 14 bricklayers do something, an incredible spectacle.
Yeah.
And whether that's over 2 days or whether that's the hour race, is enabling people to just get on with what they need to get on with. You've got the budget to do what you want. We can then shift our focus back to what really matters, which is the competition,
Yeah.
which is that prime focus on watching these bricklayers, making sure we're supporting, making sure things run smoothly, and it's all that focal point.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the jewel in the crown, but in what Ash said, in people turning around and going, oh, right, okay, so I've got a bit more money that I can spend. Yeah, spend it on your stand. We want to see this, we want to see that. And we saw some absolute cracking examples last year.
Yeah.
There was
The ice bath.
The ice bath for yourself.
You did see it, Jack. It
absolutely-
was so cold.
I was gutted that I didn't come round.
You didn't
What,
go
an
in
ice
it, Jack.
bath?
You didn't
Honestly,
go in the ice
I
bath.
wasn't there last year.
I'd done ice baths, right? And I think that the reason why that was so cold because the fact it was in that skip as well, which just held the
Yeah.
coldness.
Yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
word?
Yeah.
Just held it in. I remember getting in, and I was doing an intro to one of our links to one of our videos, and I went, I'm getting in there. You've got 5 seconds to get the hook because I'm getting out.
Yeah.
And I got in, could hardly breathe, did the intro, got out.
Yeah.
Screen
was-
Pappy Joe was in there for like 10 minutes.
Well, I think when the question that I was gutted that I didn't witness, and take this how you want it, is seeing the anatomy of yourself when you got out. Did it go to a press stud or?
I don't even think it's come back out now.
Has it not?
Mate, honestly.
Yeah, I never really thought of it like that. But when you get in it like a tin bath, if you like,
Yeah. It just
like,
holds
even
that,
with hot
yeah.
water in it. The minute you put your back on it with hot water in it, it's that. So
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it like that. Yeah, well, if you're metal bath, you can get, yeah.
Victorian.
So I'm a bit older than you boys, but Mark probably appreciates it.
After Jack the Ripper chased me through the streets, I got in the
You
tin.
can't. It's a metal bath in it, if you like. But yeah. Tin bath.
In the oldie, good old London.
Bar of Imperial Leather.
But you never had a bath in a metal bath.
Gets out, splashes a bit of high karate on himself, ready for the ladies.
West, stop Billy the
A
Kid.
metal bath, like the enamel
I
coating
know
and
what
all
it
that.
is.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, right, yeah, no.
That is my analogy of a tin
It's
bath.
what he washes his
Yeah.
bedpan out with during the night.
Oh, dear.
Did you have a mangle as well?
No one got that far.
Oh, my nan
I know.
knew a woman had caught a tit in a mangle. Go on, carry on. That's the truth, actually. Bless her. I think it's squash. Yeah. Pancake peg, they called her. Go on.
Amazing.
dear.
So that was Super Trowel 2025, the ice bath, or what is it? Tin bath.
Tin bath.
Super Trowel 2025. Let's get on to Super Trowel. We touched on it briefly here. Super Trowel 2026. So we've got a new venue, which is Hertfordshire Showground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be an outdoor event this year.
Yeah.
Friday the 31st of July and Saturday the 1st of August.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just outside London, Hertfordshire, just outside London. So is there a reason for bringing it further down the country?
We've done
Or was
it
it just literally because of the
It was the
location?
showground location. Like we kind of looked at a few showgrounds. We went to a few things after. I said this to you earlier. Went to
Yeah.
a few things after our event. Saw the atmosphere. Saw the engagement. And we was like, this is the one. Like
Because it's a big gamble going for outside. I'm
course
sure
it is.
everybody said it. It's
Oh,
a
of course
big gamble
it is.
going outside because
Don't mention the weather.
I know,
Don't
but
mention it.
don't.
you've got to because it is going to be, if it works, and I'm sure it will, 99.9%. If worst case, if that day happens and it's pissing down,
We got a few
I'm
provisions.
going to blame you.
Yeah.
blame me.
I'm gonna blame you.
I'll
'Cause
we'll
my-
go up to Blackpool.
I'm
But
get
it's
gonna
that
a
contract.
calculator. Have you done the stats on it, like the last
Yes,
10
I
years?
did.
Yeah.
15.
15 years.
I've done the last.
Hang on. No, I haven't.
I checked the last 15 years, and I think in the last 15 years, it has only rained twice on that date in the last 15 years.
Yeah. Brilliant. So,
So-
you've done your
Right.
due diligence.
Yeah. Oh,
You've done your due
yeah.
diligence.
Big words.
So when I seen it was outside, my instant thing was like, fucking brave move, boys.
Yeah.
But you've done it, and the reason being to make it bigger.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you've gone.
make it
I've
bigger.
only seen the AI sort of version of it with the stands, the grandstands. It looks amazing. So sell it to me.
Obviously, last year you see the arena inside, and we had the demos and outside.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to demo any equipment, so any companies come along, you want to demo any equipment, some of the latest drills or whatever, you can do it right in front of your trade stand. So companies aren't split between the internal hall and the external hall this year. Like I said, if you want to exhibit anything or demo anything, do it right in the front
You
of your
haven't
trade
got
stand.
that divide, have
No, there's
you?
no divide.
No, that was and that was probably one of the biggest seller points for us, taking from the outside to the inside, or from the inside to the outside. Sorry, is when you have an events hall. We learned quite quickly there is a whole set of laws, should we say, and regulations and this and that, and it's like, oh, this is boring.
Jump through hoops.
Yes.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
And you take it outside. I get it.
What sort of things? What
Like,
makes
for
it?
example, you having vehicles inside.
Okay.
Yeah, so having vehicles inside, when you bring them in, you've got to have the oil drips, you've got to have the fuel's got to be turned off, you've got to have things like that. You can't have obviously anything
It's
that's
little
running
things.
inside.
Noise,
Emissions,
dust,
fuel,
dust,
petrol
yeah,
fumes.
noise.
There's
Yeah.
so many things that you're just like.
Even down to that VIP area we had.
Yeah.
Oh, the tread height on that
Yeah, on
didn't
the
meet
stairs,
standard.
Yeah. For inside that arena.
Handrail
Yeah.
didn't meet
Really?
standard.
Yeah,
Although
yeah,
it
yeah.
meets scaffolding, like
Yeah.
working at height regs, all that jazz, fine. But for some reason, inside an arena space with construction workers, it wasn't suitable. But anyway,
So it's tiny little things that you
It
don't
has
even
its own
think
regs.
about.
No, it has its own regs in that space, and it's not saying that the showground doesn't, but it's just there's on top of everything else that you're
It's
dealing
just one
with.
more
you
thing,
just
innit?
think-
Yeah.
So,
and you have to buy floor covering and carpet
Yeah.
and all that jazz. You go outside, big. I don't know, was it 4 acres we got?
Do-
Something like
do
that.
what you
Four-
like.
4 acres.
Give or
You
take.
can make as much noise.
You can park a digger right next to the arena.
exactly.
Yeah,
This is what we do.
yeah. No issues.
Yeah.
It's like we've basically been told like this is the space. There's obviously some things you've got to abide
Yeah.
by, but this is the space. Do what you want with it.
Yeah.
Crack on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's like-
construction workers, our natural habitat is outside.
Yeah, and it's the
yeah.
freedom to be able to go. Let's put that there.
Yeah,
Whereas
absolutely.
last year you'd have gone, oh, we're not allowed that in here.
Or you can't because you've got a wall. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so many things that when we're setting up and we're setting down, as event organisers, which is what we are, we're constantly looking and asking like, can we do this? Can we do that? And it's in this open air, we hopefully won't have
The,
have
the
them
restrictions,
barriers,
obviously,
yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
restricted by the four walls.
And
If
that's
somebody
probably
wants
what-
an extra metre on their trade stand, it's,
Yeah, you
it's
can have
fine.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's probably why if you've seen the floor plan, it's got all very exciting quite quickly because it's like got as much space as you want.
Yeah.
Now you can do whatever you want. I mean, like,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
Bricklayers,
gives
yeah.
people scope to go, oh, we put that there, that do whatever
Yeah.
you want, which is great.
So a couple of headlining things we got.
Yes, go on. You haven't told me about these, have you?
Apart from obviously the AI stuff that you've seen, which is the grandstands that we brought back in, and
Yeah.
everything that we shape is based on feedback. from
So you've got the
people that
main
come to it.
arena.
Yeah.
Just sort of paint a picture for some. You've got your main arena in the middle. You've got your grandstands at the side.
do you
Pretty
remember
much.
24? So 24,
Yes.
we had one side just grandstands.
Yeah.
It was quite a small hall though. That
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
now we've got the two sides.
Did you
of that.
think that was quite a small hall on the morning of that event?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We turned around and said,
No,
that,
But
"Are we going to
just,
fill it?"
just the way your mind works, that was a small hall. You are
Yeah.
now.
4 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
mad,
we've gone
innit?
from it's 2,500, so that's just over half an acre to an acre to now we're sitting in 4 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's just that comment
I
then
know.
that Ash made, just that little hall. On that morning, it was fucking big hall, wasn't it?
it was. We
Oh, I
walked
know.
in there, didn't we? I remember bringing the first transit or the Luton van or whatever it was, and I was like, "Are we going to fill all of this space?" And then when we started taping, I was like, "We ain't got enough. We haven't like." And you,
It's a great progression. It's
Yeah.
mad. Taking that comment and analysing it to where you are now
It's a good
is
point
yeah,
because
it's
I
great.
said that very flippantly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, no, if you'd put me back there 2 years ago,
You try and fit in what you've got now in
You
there.
can't. Well, mate, it's,
That's the green room, isn't it?
it's ridiculous. Like it's silly. Like
From your perspective, coming to 24
Yeah.
and then coming to 25, the difference
Oh,
for yourself.
mate, unreal. I mean, that first year I came, it blew my mind anyway. And like I said, it's not my world, but from a spectator, from someone in the construction industry, and I rant and rave about how good it is and say to people, just go, because it is 2 days of... You sold it to me like the world's strongest man setup or WWE setup or that sort of vibe and thing, and you nailed it year one. You nailed it last year, and I've got no doubt in my mind this year is going to be. I always get like this when you boys are on because I
give you a
love
scenario.
I love it.
From 24 to 25. So we pulled in the Marshall's Arena 24. I looked around. I thought, we're never going to feel this. Never in a million years. Then all of a sudden, at the end of the day, it was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Looks good, sort of thing. Brilliant. We filled it. I went up to Stoneleigh on the Friday. So I had to unload. We took a 7.5 tonner up there. I had to unload that just to give us a bit of a head start going into the build week, sort of thing. Altrad Bell was at the roller shutter doors. I was in there a 7.5 tonner. By the way, it looked like a Mini pulling in there.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a big room, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden,
a little room.
I was sort of backing Altrad Bell in an Arctic. Was backing into Stoneleigh Park, and I looked and I thought,
You're going to feel it.
never going to feel this. I said, that's an Arctic in the arena, and it looks so small.
Yeah.
Well, end of that day, going into...
Oh, it was round.
it was like,
ridiculous.
all right, we filled it, sort of thing.
And I think we've been really true with when we've said to people, about 2026 with our figures, and we want to remain true to that, is when it comes to attendees, we count our attendees as paid ticket people through the door. Rightly or wrongly, it's just us, again, we can't help but being transparent about everything. And we go, look, this is what people paid to come in. They're all end users, they're all bricklayers, they're all builders, etc. We got from from our people ticking their options, plumbers, carpenters, electricians will all come into it, landscapers, etc. And we've done the same this year. Like, we don't count the staff that are working on the stands, we don't count our staff.
It's just physically people through the door.
Physically people that are coming to that event. And in this year, we're hoping that we're going to have about 3,500 to 4,000 people in there.
What? I don't suppose you've got a capped capacity, have you? Because it's outdoors.
Not really. No, not really. We had a cap the last 2 years, and we met it.
Yeah.
We met it, and we was like, shit, okay. So
Didn't meet on the Friday.
on the first day.
Yeah.
And that's why I think what we've put in this year on the Friday makes such an impact.
Yeah. So like one of the key feedbacks that we got from a lot of our exhibitors is, and it was the first time we were going to do a 2-day event from a 1 day, is footfall wasn't very good on the first day, which was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Football wasn't very good. A lot of us and a lot of the exhibitors kind of went back, and so they got back to the hotel and go, is it really worth us coming back doing the Thursday?
Right. Okay. Just off that first day.
One day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is
It's quiet.
It's
Yeah.
quiet. This isn't what we was told.
I remember going to the uni, like the veto team that were there, and they were like, it's really quiet.
Yeah.
And I went, tomorrow won't be.
And then it
Different
goes
tomorrow.
bang.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had the feedback from them. It'd be interesting to know what the uni light guys actually said. But I pretend I care.
Yeah.
And then we got it was only yesterday. We had a meeting with a company. He said, but I tell you now, Thursday made up for it fourfold.
Yeah.
He said the Thursday was unbelievable. The event on the Thursday with the bricklaying.
Well, it's event day, isn't it? It's the big day, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's also really important for us to make sure that both days are just as special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're paying to be there for 2 days, so we have to make sure that they're getting value for money for both days.
Yeah.
Maybe something that we maybe a bit of an oversight that we didn't put as much attention into the first day than the second day, because we know event day is event day.
Yeah.
But that's why we've put a few other things in place. Which
So what have you got?
So
I've got one here.
You sort of touched on it. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, you didn't
and he
realise
can't wait
it.
to tell you.
Without, I've got then.
Go on,
I've
what's
got
yours?
UK's strongest builder. What's this?
So you mentioned about the strongman competition. It is exactly that.
Is that what it is?
So it is a contextualised strongman competition for UK's builders.
Oh, amazing.
So if we had a conversation, we teamed up with Construction Sport on this.
Yeah.
They turned around and said to us, "Oh, what do you think about doing a fitness event that looks like a High Rocks event?" And we was like, "No, it doesn't fit. It doesn't really fit the bill." I threw up.
I said, could you imagine seeing, I don't know, Gary the builder running down the road and then like jumping over like fences? No,
Flipping tyres.
Yeah.
But could you see him putting 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks on his shoulder up a ladder?
Yeah. Put that little twist on it.
He's strong.
Yeah.
Is he athletic? No.
Yeah.
Is he a unit?
Yeah. So we've worked on it, and we know a couple of the people in our industry that are competing in strongman competitions, and kind of base it on. I've looked at their training bits and pieces, and I'm like, okay. So we contextualised it, so it'll all be around our industry. So that's just turned around and said, instead of carrying Atlas stone, you're carrying an ultra-bill mixer that weighs best part of 80, 90 kilos over a distance that's timed.
Brilliant.
The farmer's lift would be, two I-beams, 2 steels.
Dumper pull.
Dumper pull.
Yeah.
Truck
Like
push
it.
that's got bricks in the back of it and stuff like that. And it's
Electrician's wallet pull. That'll be a good one.
That could be a good one. Yeah.
There's some fucking strong boys on that, aren't there?
And that's that's ignited in terms of we've had a few initial discussions and meetings about it, and we're like,
That'd be really good.
it's going to be good on
Just that little flip.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. Just that little flip on it, making it construction based with everything that you do.
Yeah.
Like
So that's that area we've got. We've got another competition we got approached by the guys from Curate, who do a roofing solution. It's like a fiberglass roofing solution. So they're doing a competition it's like a half-day competition of applying, build, finishing that, which is going to be judged completely by those guys. We've got a couple of other bricklaying things that are happening as well. So the Guild of Bricklayers they're contacting their champions over the last, but it's either 5 or 7 years, to get them to come together to do a whole-out showcase, who's best of the best kind of thing from that.
Got the Masters back again.
Yeah, I like the Masters last year. I really liked
Masters has grown.
I must have spent hours just watching them.
Yeah, so that's
Spec.
grown from
Really
4
good.
competitors to 8. And we've already got them 8, so they're
Sponsored by Catnick.
which is sponsored again by Catnick, which is brilliant because it allows the competitors to stretch what they can do in terms of design, with Catnick supporting it with their specialist lintels. And then the thing that we're all excited about is what we call a tri-trade area, which is an entire area that is dedicated to people can literally come and have a go of bricklaying, block paving, plastering, carpentry,
Brilliant.
Plumbing, electrical, simple stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just trying to
Getting your hands on.
It's
Giving
just
it a
trying
go.
to get a bit of hands on, and
It's like the likes of you come to watch the event, and you're like, I've never had a go at block paving.
Yeah.
Or you're a bit tired of the trade that you've got. I might change. So you're going to go in there into the marquee, and in the marquee is going to be independent training providers, colleges,
and employers.
and employers. You can walk in there and you can talk to any single employer and say, look, I'm interested in doing this. How do I do it? Or you're going to go and talk to a training provider and say, look, I'm really interested in doing a course in plastering.
Yeah.
You can go in there and they're going to go, right, okay, well, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
Now, if you go over there and go and talk to one of them two people over there, they're going to take you outside and you can actually have a go at plastering.
Yeah.
They're going to they're all going to be fully qualified tutors, teachers, lecturers.
So you're having college people
So
there.
it's been that particular area has been. I've forgotten the title off the top of my head, but basically it's been headlined by Hertford Regional College.
Brilliant.
So they're supporting.
Is that your college? Is that where you are?
It's because it's based in Hertfordshire. It's a real good.
And they're fully on board with it.
100%. There's staff in
That's
it.
brilliant.
It's brilliant. They're going to be
that's
like
brilliant
actually,
for the industry, isn't it?
It's about, like we said, it's about supporting that sector. Now, it doesn't mean that it's just targeting school leavers, kids that are leaving school. It could be that kid that's been out of school for a year.
Or it could be the lad that's done 2 or 3 years electrician. He's like, I don't think it's for me. I want to have a go at plastering or
bricklaying.
Yeah, bricklaying.
Or it's turning around and that kid that's been out of school for a year or is in college and has done something he ain't doing this is no derogatory term about this, of working in Tesco's and that doesn't know who to go and speak to. As you say, speaks to an employer and he goes, these are the key things I'm looking for. And you go, right, I've got that about me now and I can go and speak to that college and they're a rubby from September. All that, I had it not long ago. We had a geezer that come in. I knew him, funny enough, fitting in the circle of school friends. And he was like, look, I've been an oil carrier for forever and a day and I've not got a qualification. Yeah. And he come and enrolled on the diploma course because he's like, I want to start that journey now. But it took him a while to get his foot in the door to work out the processes. But hopefully on that, across them 2 days, it's about trying to do that with people as well.
And how are you going to get that out there, that you've got that marquee going at the event?
Perfect time is next week. It's National Apprenticeship Week. So we're doing a huge push on socials to say this is happening. We've got a couple of employers that have already signed up, a couple of the colleges have signed up, and then push that in front of people going, look, this particular area is free. You don't have to pay for it. We want you there to come and exhibit. It's only a small area. You get a couple of metres to put up what you're doing, advertising, and then, that's going to be the big push.
We'll do our best to market it.
Yeah,
like we do.
I'm just thinking in my head, this is where you can reach out to the likes of, I'm more than happy to get onto it through my plumbing side, social side, because you get a lot of apprentices or people looking to get into the trade. There's no harm in reaching out to other people of different trades within the social media community going, lads, look, any chance you could just ping out a couple of posts going, come to the Super Trowel event if you fancy you go having a bit of plumbing or whatever.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
And you can come and I'll come and and I'll have a go with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
tune in and have a go with it.
100%. And I think that's where, you know, I get it that there's a lot of people within the industry that work with brands and there's, you know, payments and all that going around. But this is to help the industry. Of
course it is.
So if you say to me, Mark, will you ping some posts out? No problem. And I guarantee you, most people, plasterers, electricians, you know, bricklayers, carpenters, they'll quite happily get behind you boys to do that.
It's funny you say that, and I hate to go back to it because we kind of said between the three of us, like getting paid and all that. That's past. We've gone past all that now. But it's like we still do this because we love it and we want to continue a legacy to make a change within the industry. And that's why we do it. We don't do this. Isn't about profit making. This is it has to be somewhere. But
of course, it's a business.
It is a business. It is a business, and that is what it is. But we don't do this to.
Yeah.
And this kind of was going to go back to one of your things that's going to come towards the end. We don't do this to line our pockets.
Yeah.
And we're not doing this with the vision that we're going to become filthy rich.
You're doing it to better the industry.
Exactly. That is why we do it.
There was a few kind of, even last year that I saw as experiences where you go, that is an unbelievable experience that you wouldn't witness anywhere else. And there was the gentleman that contacts on LinkedIn, Rogers Brickwork.
Yeah.
And he bought his 5 or 6 year old.
Yeah, he's around that age.
He's about 5 or 6 year old.
To last year's event.
To 2024 and 2025.
Right.
When it comes to this young lad's birthday, he contacts over LinkedIn and he contacted across LinkedIn saying he's been to the Super Trowel stuff. He wants a bricklaying party.
Amazing.
And we was like, we saw tool sponsors throwing stuff. We sent him stuff, etc. And I was like, that has literally come from. And
that's what it's about, though, isn't it? You strip everything that you do back and what we do and everything.
Yeah.
It's about inspiring that next generation coming in.
So there's two caveats to this. I spoke to an employer 3 weeks ago, and it literally almost like got me quite emotional because a big softy that I am. He said that he'd gone and done a talk in a London college. And he'd been in the game for 30 years, 40 years, I think, fantastic, in terms of great business owner. And he went in the room and he said, I was talking to him about what my company does and everything else. And he said, well, why do you want to get into bricklaying? One kid turned around and said, because I want to be a Super Trowel. And he said, and it lit, he said, them 15 kids was like, yeah, we know about this, we know about the competitors, we know about the competition. He said, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I've got a fucking company here. I've been in the game for 40 years. They don't know who I am, but they know who Super Trade is. And he went, and you've done that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never looked at it like that. And I think the point that we missed with the trade area is to on that stand of trying them all out, you'll have a couple of apprentices working on that stand.
Yeah.
So it won't just be the college lecturer. There'll be people around that age of going, or younger than are showing an older, this is how you do it. This is, we've been shown how to do it correctly, and this is how you do it. So for us, it's a
that's a great little
addition.
little area to have, and it's massive. And I think I'm sure you mentioned it last year or a very early development of it, and you was like, we've got a few ideas. We want to get a careers thing. You're throwing ideas around at that point.
Yeah.
It was the demo area, I think. I mean, we really did try to do it this year, up 2025. Sorry, put it outside, but just with the kind of the lay of the land, so to say, with the hall, then the calf, and then the outside. Yeah, everyone was drawn to being inside.
Yeah,
that's where
course,
everything was. And then trying to get them to go outside, it just didn't really work.
But it was two arenas, if you like, weren't it?
Yeah. We've got a huge concrete area, we've got a huge plant area, so we're talking to the guys over at CPCS as well, getting to some of the plant there for people to physically have a go in simulators, and then the top two that are in the simulator will then have a go in a challenge. We had Digging with Dave that Joe organised, and he was
is that the geezer with the
flat out last year? He was flat out.
He was busy the whole day.
Yeah.
And I actually went over to have a little go, but he had a massive queue. I went over 4 or 5 times to have a go, but he was really, really busy. But he's a lovely, lovely guy.
Yeah.
And he's a real entertainer as well.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a bit of a character, isn't he?
Definitely.
Nice character.
Just want to say a big, big thank you to Rhino Trade Insurance, who are now our official insurance partner. And to go hand in hand with that, they have given us a cheeky little discount code across all of their policies. So when you are filling out a form online and trying to get a quote or speaking with a team member, all you have to do is give the code TRADELEGENDS to get an exclusive discount across all of their policies.
2026 is going to be some show.
It's going to be incredible.
Hats off to you boys, and I say it every year, take a step back at some point and just reflect on the progress. I'm sure you do, but the progress.
Don't get a chance to.
Not
It's,
really.
it's not that we don't want to, and I don't think for 1 second any single one of us ever has a small moment of reflection. Like I was actually doing, I suppose, a bit of market research and business review. I actually sat and watched the whole of Super Trowel 26 for 5 hours and criticised it the whole way.
Because you're passionate about it. If you don't criticise it, it's the age-old thing, isn't it? You will pick fart out of something because it's your baby.
Yeah.
You know, if everything went perfectly smooth, you'd be like, we can't improve on anything.
But it's really strange, and I know you're one of the subjects you're going to come on to, and it might be a nice way to get into it, is looking at Spec Mix. Is when I went...
You got a copy of my notes? Well, that's where we're going on to now, Spec Mix.
Yeah,
what a segue.
Telepathetic.
Pathetic?
It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Pathogenic?
What was you trying to telepathic?
Telepathic. Is big.
Telepathy.
Jack, census check on...
And this is how you
Telepathy.
spell the word.
Telepathetic.
Just a bricklayer. Just forward-thinking div.
Amazing.
I think when I went to Spec Mix and when we went there, is because it's not your
Where did
event.
we go?
You went there last
did you
year.
go this year?
All right, I know. When we've been
Did he
there,
like pull rank or just was like, lads,
Tell
if
her
there's
I
one
won't.
ticket, I'm going.
No. It was it was a decision that we had to make for the betterment of the business.
It's a business decision.
And personal
because
as well.
I think people do forget that you, like we touched on at the start, you three are still full
course we are.
time working jobs.
Yeah.
Proper
Of course we are.
proper job, normal
2
jobs.
full-time jobs.
Yeah.
It's two full-time jobs.
And it's like anyone that's ever considered going for a trip to Vegas, it ain't 500 quid to Tenerife.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? It is
Yeah.
it is an investment, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah.
It has to make sense.
Is that how you sell it to the missus? It's an investment, ladies.
Well,
It's
it
gotta-
is
it's gotta work.
actually. Yeah,
Joe
it's like-
doesn't. me and Jack maybe someone do.
So Spec Mix, just quickly round Spec Mix up. What quickly sort of give us for people that don't know, give us a roundup of what it is, and then who you took this year with you
So
off
this-
the back of Super Trowel 2025.
So the Spec Mix Bricklayer 500 is part of Masonry Madness Week, which happens over in Vegas as a part of wider World of Concrete, and it's the US equivalent of Super Trowel. Last year, we took Charlie Collison, who won Super Trowel back in 2024, and this year, because of Cole Stamper winning, we then had to look at who we were taking. So we took Tom Humphreys.
Yeah.
And then we spoke to the guys over at Spec Mix, and they said, "Oh look, there's a vacancy. You can have another one." And I was like, "Okay." So then it fell to the next competitor, which was Ash Mahoney. Again, from a kind of business decision, again being transparent, we couldn't afford to send both bricklayers. We're not that big business that we could do. So Ash very kindly he approached Fixed Radio, who said, "Yeah, absolutely,
Yes, of
we'll
course
back
he did.
to
Yeah,
go."
yeah.
Back to him
I
and his
remember.
dad to go, and then we sent the junior as well, which was Harry Stevenson.
Yeah.
So we sent Harry, again, a massive amount of support there from the Association of Brickwork Contractors to send Harry. And then when we got over there, taking more competitors that we took last year, but a smaller team. So the conversation naturally came up of, we just discussed it, I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday morning. It's like, look, all three of us can't go. Joe's, like he said, he's very, very quiet with Brick Jackets. It's been a tough year. Ash is back on in terms of projects. Like, do you think,
And I'm getting married this year.
And he's getting married this year. So again,
Congratulations, mate.
you don't think about the time.
I said
it
that
comes
like I was a really
into.
bad thing. Sorry. And I'm getting married this year.
God.
In amongst all this as well, we had the regionals to organise. So
Yeah, of course.
me and Ash
Yeah.
was best placed here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regionals start next week. So there's still a lot logistical stuff. There's a lot of moving parts to make the regionals happen.
It is.
So
It is a massive
It's a massive
beast
operation.
of a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
competitors, the hotties, the juniors,
It's
the
just
materials,
everything.
everything. The muck balls, the ball stands, the scaffold balls,
It's all done
bricks, cement, it's everything. There's a lot of moving parts. So to be honest, we was when you go to Vegas, it pretty much would have stopped. So me and Ash,
The time difference is so it's 8 hours. So by the time Jack's waking up, we're kind of coming to the end of the business day in the UK. So it's
And he's
kind
just waking up,
of
stretching.
Jet lagged. You're
slice of
joking.
pizza stuck to his face and all that. But no,
hangover.
it
Like
is,
something out the hangover. Lost
then the
someone.
photos started of the breakfast, like the pancakes and everything like that,
Yeah.
the strawberries and syrup, and it's like,
it was to be fair,
You cut the
it was actually a very good business decision from us to go, Jack, you go. Take Josh with you, the camera guy.
Yeah.
You two go.
Did the On the Tools team go with you as well?
Yes, yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, and that's incredible, you know, a huge amount of appreciation to those guys because they said, yeah, we're going to go. We want to see, after they've done the live stream for 24 and 25, they definitely want to see like what they can do better.
Yeah.
They're on board for 2026 again to do that.
Again,
live streaming.
that team, that whole production from
It's
On the
incredible.
Tools is
It
unbelievable.
is, yeah,
Absolutely
it's
brilliant.
absolutely incredible. And they come out as well. So in terms of what we was able to deliver back to the UK in terms of focusing on our competitors, we think that we've done it extremely well. Having the two competitors, it was convenient that when we turned up, they was in lanes next to each other.
Oh, right, okay.
So that was really, really good, watching the guys and knowing that they've been training. Tom and Ash have been flat out training. Tom, and you know, he's got a barn that he works with Mark, his hod carrier, and they're just tireless weekends. And then Ash putting in, as he calls it, the graveyard shift in his dad's garage.
I see that.
Covered up everything with viscreen and just got everything covered up and just putting in the hours at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Because it's different bricks, isn't it?
Different size bricks. They're smaller. They're about 7.5 inches by about 3 inches by 2 inches at max.
And your
Tiny
muscle
little
memory
things.
is it?
Yes, yeah, that comes.
Do you
into
feel it? You
100%. Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as you pick them up, you can
you can
immediately
tell.
tell. Yeah.
And you're chucking them down. Is it? You need to practice it.
It's
you need
even
to
down
get.
to when you pick it up and you're going to place it down on the muck. It's the whole muscle memory of pressure as well.
Yeah.
So when you
Okay.
you lay
Yeah. Because it's different weight, isn't it?
Yeah.
the brick and also the muck consistency. So like generally speaking, it's all pretty much the same over here, like give or take.
And I suppose it would go off quicker there, wouldn't it, in the heat?
It's cold.
It's,
Oh, is it?
It's about 17 degrees.
Oh, okay.
So it's about 70 degrees over there. So, but the factor of, like Ash said, is when it comes down to the mortar, when we was talking to the guys out there, it was like, you know, how does it feel? Does it feel? Because we tried to get close to it. You know, we've done a few test runs of mixing different aggregates and stuff, and adding hydrated liming and stuff like that to trying to get the same sort of. It's literally sticky, like
Mud.
sticks. Like it is, yeah. It literally sticks like shit to a blanket. It's like, and when we was talking to the guys out there, and it's coming up was like as the muck, and they was like, yeah, it's absolutely fine. And then when they got into the competition, they was like, it's
Different.
Depending how it comes up, we have an incredible amount of consistency with our mortar in the UK
Right, okay.
because it's coming from a silo in the Super Trowel competition. You've got that consistency; it turns on. Over there, it wasn't consistent. You got that challenge, and I experienced that myself with being a hod carrier for Harry.
Right.
So because of the overlapping, he was meant to have, I think it was either Mark or Andy hod carrier for him, but they couldn't. So he was like, I was going to ask his dad. I said, look, ask your dad. He went, he's a mechanic. And I thought he was a bricklayer, and I went, all right. And he went, you're going to have to do it for me. And I was like, that's fine. Which was, you know, for me being a bricklaying lecturer, I said to John Miller, I was like, you know, he's my learner for that hour.
Yeah.
But having to support him, I felt it myself. The muck was just completely different from top to bottom, and it's all of those things that, as a team, they had to battle with. So, and I think they did incredibly well.
How did the boys do? Did they?
That's the only thing that we are, again, transparently as we all are. There's a frustration that we don't have their official placings, and it was the same with Charlie last year. We don't know their official placings. So it's
What is that? Have they
something
not
we're
come
gonna
out
push
yet,
for.
or they
No.
just don't publish them?
We publish completely publicly what it is. And when it comes to those guys, you know, we haven't got it, so we will chase for it because we want to know, because both of them laid over 700 bricks. You know, a good standard and quality of the wall. Like, especially Tom. Tom was being told that it's the cleanest wall we've seen in Spec Mix in years. And we was like, okay, he's on for that. And then sadly didn't place on the podium, but we still want to know where we don't. So the
We
guys
need the
can get
feedback.
We
Yeah.
need that
And it's
feedback.
nice for the boys
course it
to
is.
get
Yeah.
a ranking to know how they've done. You know,
we
And
very
that's-
much
yeah.
set up that relationship where their winner comes to Super Trowel, our winner goes to Spec Mix, and we'll keep that relationship up for as many years as we can possibly keep it up. We're going to give feedback to their bricklayers, but we also need feedback for our bricklayers.
100%.
Whether they
Of course,
publish that publicly or not, but as long as we can get that information and feed it back so that we can improve, because we want a podium finish as well.
Yeah.
Of course we do.
Of course we do.
Absolutely.
That's what we're going. We're not going there just for a jolly up in Vegas.
No.
this guy is.
And it's funny because you also had guys from Team Amuso from Australia. They've competed for the last couple of 3 years there, Damien. And again, incredible wall that he put up, and not know the placing. The one thing that I can say, being there bricklayer to bricklayer, is the winning wall at the Spec Mix was an incredible achievement by the bricklayer. He was 23 years old. He's the youngest champion they've ever had. He's come right the way through the ranks. And I think that certainly one day we're going to see that in our competition.
Yeah.
Is we're going to see the lad who comes through the juniors is going to win.
Be
the
amazing,
It's
wouldn't
gonna,
it?
And I think that for me will literally.
That's the full circle moment, isn't it?
Full circle moment. It'll be amazing. Yeah. So no, it was a great experience, and being able to be over there. Ash mentioned it earlier, is to give people unique experiences, like we sent Harry and his dad up in a helicopter across the strip.
Yeah.
And I said to him, funny enough, when we were sitting there, I was like, did you think when you rolled into college 2 years ago, you'd be sitting here waiting to hear your announcement?
In Vegas.
And he didn't place, but he went, no, I didn't. And I was like, and the week you've had, you've been with your dad, you've
memories,
gone
isn't it?
over the strip, you've done this, you've done that, you've seen incredible things, and again, to watch someone like Andy Mahoney, I think he's 60 or 61. Sorry, Andy, if you're watching, putting years on you, mate. But it got to the point where he's got bone on bone in his right knee, and he was really struggling. So, I'm not, and this is not. Went out 3:30 in the morning to find a pharmacy, a CVS that are open 24 hours to get him a knee brace, and you go because you want to see him do that toughest tender race, and he smashed it. He put blokes half his age to shame. Literally half his age. I watched him finish, and I couldn't have been prouder for him. It was absolutely incredible.
What I'd like to know, and to all of the viewers, is there anything like what we do at Super Trowel that gives that specific trade, a bricklayer, an opportunity to do like what we do? Who's championing their industry? Someone that's in that industry that's championing it. Not necessarily. I wouldn't say that people aren't championing their own industry, because there are people doing that, but are offering opportunities or being kind of given those chances to go and do amazing life-changing, not life-changing, that's a bit rich.
Unique experiences.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not going to say what it is in case we've had to cut it out, but what you're doing this year with that final round at where it's going to be, if it's still in, you'll know what I'm on about, that will open the doors up for the other industries that are watching to go, we need to make something like this now. And you boys have spearheaded that.
Well, I think on that, Mark,
just note that. So if you see a competition, electric competition, it's like,
I think
sorry, first, boys.
These guys.
we have talked about it and turned around and gone, look, what started, like we said before, what started as a bricklaying competition for the close social network that we had, that has grown and grown and grown into something that supports the sector. We are completely not adverse that it may grow into, like we said, we've got the roofing this year. It may be that someone approaches us and goes, we want to do a carpentry competition at your event, because that's what it's grown into, and we're open to turn around and go,
It's evolution, isn't it?
whatever
It's like
supports our industry.
Installer Show went from being a plumbing show to now Installer Show to massively opening up to everything.
And it needs to do that, because it's, if we're happy to facilitate those competitions. We've had a few of them, of people coming, like, that's what it started with the guys from Enquiries. We've wanted to get this roofing competition going, but we haven't. Can we do it at your event? Of course you fucking can. I mean, whatever.
You're not precious to go, no, this is our.
And we've had a couple of people that turned around and said, oh, don't come away from bricklaying. And you're like, hang on a minute, like, why should this not be shared and celebrated by anyone who puts a pair of safety boots on, gets up at 5 a.m. and goes out and enjoys what they do?
Yeah.
Do you know, why shouldn't we do that?
Nothing wrong with a bit of competition. It's a bit of, and we also have to. It's a bit of fun, and everyone enjoys it, and everyone kind of in their own little way wins from it, because it's not very often you get to go on a 10 metre, 9 meters, 990 wall, and have a go and smash as many bricks in as you want, because that is a bit of a fun. It's your own little personal challenge. So you get to go to the final. You get to do factory chores, the freebies that we get given to give out, and the opportunities to do more social media, which can lead on to obviously getting paid and all that kind of stuff. We open those doors up, and then getting to the final. Again, everything that comes with the final is just, on the day, is just mega. That kind of exposure and that opportunity. And then if you win it as well, to go to Vegas and go to Germany and potentially, I mean, there's conversations about Australia, and there's all sorts of things that it's just, you're winning. You're having a bit of fun. If you don't win, you've had a great time.
And that's it. That the whole Super Trowel, I keep saying, the whole Super Trowel beast is just a massive high for the industry. It's just doing massive things for it.
It's what you said to me out there, Mark, like, about, do I miss bricklaying? The answer was yes.
Yeah.
And I batted it back to you. And you love what you do, right? Yeah, and that's what it's all about. So we all love what we do. We love the bricklaying industry, and to hold Super Trowel is just like that's it. That is it, really. Just to watch other people enjoying it, taking part, and just like giving people days like we were just saying there, memorable moments, and it's fantastic to be a part of.
What you've put together is unreal, and that's and funnily enough, it brings me onto the massive elephant in the room, because we're going from where you are to what happened after 2025 Super Trowel, because I've got to speak about. I've got to bring it up. I'm not going to go too deep into it because it blew up after last year, and you've dealt with it. And when you came in earlier on, I said, look, I want to touch on it because it's the first time I've had you boys back on the podcast since. So we don't need to go massively into it.
I think it's the first time, probably as a three, we've publicly come together and been asked a question to even answer.
Yeah,
the question.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We've been to social media, LinkedIn, all that jazz, and I think this is the first time as a three that you'll kind of get a collective kind of response, kind of my response, and which we'll all collectively agree on, but it'll be the first time, I'd imagine.
Well, I'm going to read this because this sums it up in a very sort of generic way. It doesn't sum it up, it gives an overview in a very generic way, and then I'm literally just going to throw to you three to say what you want to say about it and to clear up anything that you want to, and however comfortable you are with it, because I know it's done dusted to a degree, or however. So we've got the 2025 Super Trowel controversy centred on judging decisions and perceived inconsistencies in scoring at the UK's premier speed bricklaying competition. Following Cole Stamper's win with 719 bricks, debate arose regarding inspection techniques and strictness of deductions for plumb and perps compared to previous years, leading to heated discussions among competitors.
There's your hook.
Good, he's good, he knows. So
he's played this game before. And before we get onto that, he done us. Don't you remember when he said about stuff being obviously when we had the break-ins at Marshall Arena?
Yeah.
And now we can make the statement of last year.
I had Ash onto me. But again, and that isn't me. And that comment about the tool theft thing wasn't me. It was me being a host,
of course,
of a podcast, because people want to know.
Yeah.
And that's why when you came in, I ran that by you, Jack, and you got the okay from him, so I knew it'd be all right with you too.
Do you know how many vehicles are broken into at Stony Park this year?
Yeah, that's something definitely we're going to touch on.
So before we go on to that, before we go on to that,
politicians moved there.
Before we go on to that, the 2024 Super Trowel had a couple of break-ins, tools got nicked, and it wasn't a flippant comment. I made a comment on one of the podcasts saying, you'll probably remember it better than what I did, something about vans being broken into. And you messaged me, Ash, and
so you made a comment. You said something, and
I think it was like trade shows need to up their security.
The way it was edited, it's your fault, Jack. The way it was edited,
he did edit that one as well.
The way it was edited, it looked like it was kind of directed at Super Trowel, and I just kind of got my back up a little bit.
Yeah,
and I
100%.
And I kind of I didn't really like out you. I just kind of said like, it feels like you've kind of made a dig. And then we came on the show and we made a pledge that it would never happen again. Yeah. And so we had several vans broken into at the Marshall Arena, so Super Trowel 2020.
And again, that is out of your hands completely.
Yeah. No, but it isn't. It's still our responsibility to make sure that the security of our attendees, of the vehicles, are protected. And we did not even think about it.
Because it was year two.
We got from college.
You had a lot going on.
We was at college last year. And then we're in this small little arena place.
Yeah.
And several vehicles got broken into. And obviously there was the social media allegation from yourself, comment. And we came back in and we made a pledge that would never happen again. Went to Stoneleigh Park this year, bigger event. In fact, I think it's 3 times bigger. And we implemented dogs, 24-hour security, extra Harris fencing, everything we can do.
But you are setting standards for trade shows doing that.
We want tradespeople to come to our event in their work vans and not even think about their van's going to get broken
that.
into. And that I think we executed really well.
Oh, you did smashed it. I remember pulling up, seeing the guys there with the dogs and that, and I was like, no,
well, actually thinking about it, there's a conversation we only had this morning that hopefully, again, will further safeguard that in terms of what we've realised when we've gone to other shows and gone to Spec Mix and everything is when people are conscious that they're buying stuff at shows, they don't want to carry it around all day sometimes. They don't want to go and put it in their van. So we only had a conversation this morning with a company that turned around and said, look, we'll do this with you, we'll partner with you, and what we will guarantee is, look, people will place an order on the Friday, for example, it'll be on their doorstep by the Saturday morning.
Wow.
So they don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
They know that they've got the best deal on the day. They know that that's secured. And I know I ain't going to fucking play around with it tonight. You know what I mean? While I'm watching The Chase or whatever, Bradley Walsh. It's going to be on my doorstep the next morning. And if it's ordered on the Saturday, all right, there might be a couple of quid that I have to pay to get it on a Sunday. But if not, I guarantee you've got it on the Monday morning. Yeah. And I think, again, that's without organically happen. That's, again, further for us. Is going, brilliant. So it means that there's not that focal point of them
running the risk
of the absolute scum that are out there robbing out of people's vans, going, oh, that could be an easy exit, could be a brand new tool at a trade show.
Let's not forget the support we had also from like Monday's Van Security with Schweb as well. We had Selector DNA there and Frankie from Stolen Tools, and we had police presence on also on the
which again we've
as
got
well, which was
this
great.
year.
And I suppose how many vehicles do you think got broken into?
Zero.
Nil point.
Nil point.
Not a single vehicle was touched.
But you're setting a precedent to trade shows. And while you was talking then, I was thinking about the comment that I made, and it was there'd been a trade show in Coventry, and there'd been a load of vans done, and I said these trade shows need to up the game because vans are getting done, and I mentioned Tool Fair, Coventry, and then I said, and at Super Trowel, the vans got done. And that's how it come about.
You're fine.
But I think that, to be fair, on reflection, that puts us in a bracket that we haven't been put in before, Mark. So it's turning around and going, Tool Fair's been going for years and years and years. That was our second year in comparison. So thanks very much for that, mate.
But you up the game. You are now. You've set a precedent to everyone going, get secure at your fucking trade shows because we had zero break-ins. Tool Fair can't say that. Installer Show can't. Oh, they're all going to come for me now. But if what I say makes a difference,
absolutely,
and what you've done makes a difference, and I'm happy with it. I'll take that.
That's a nice way to reflect on what you've said about the controversy decision. Where we learn each year, we learnt a massive thing last year that it's not it was nothing. The decision was the decision, and Cole Stumper won on the day because he was the best bricklayer on the day to the rules. We want to be really, really clear on that. Yeah. And when it happened, we was like, after having so much time, what we've realised is it started earlier than even the final without us realising.
Oh, okay.
We're looking at what happened in the regionals and the standard of what happened at the regionals to then when the competitors came into the final. What we saw, and this has shaped the changes that we've made. Like you said with security, we learn each year. So when we looked at the analytic data and we was looking at the competitors that had come from the final, going into that final, every single one of those competitors was under a 15% deduction.
It was all chasing numbers.
Yeah. They was all under 15% in what they qualify for the final. 6-8 weeks out, and it's unfortunately it's sometimes the power of social media, even down to a WhatsApp group, is they started practicing and started going, right, what can we push in terms of getting our numbers up? And it was mentioned to us by one of the judging crew turned around and said, I'm a little bit conscious that they're getting, and it was like, no, look, it's just them having a bit of fun. At the end of the day, they're bricklayers having a bit of fun.
So it's bubbling away.
It's bubbling away, and I think the grandeur of the day at Stoney Park, and I mentioned to you this before, and the reflective part that we've done on it, is we didn't do enough, I think, to protect the welfare, I'm making the statement, of our competitors when it came to not realising that the amount of social media we do with everything else is we put these guys on a platform in front of thousands of people, and they're just bricklayers. I want to get that. They're bricklayers, but they're
no different to any other
exactly.
bloke in this
and
room.
you've got, and then some of them were turning around and saying, it took me 20 minutes to 30 minutes to get through the crowd, and we made this decision earlier. For that 2 days, they're in theory, they're athletes. They've trained for months and weeks, and we was like,
they've been put on a pedestal for them 2 days, haven't they?
Exactly. And then when they got in the arena, what they built and what they produced in that hour, we turned around and said, you've got the adrenaline rush of everything else. Is when the dust settled in it, we was like, shit, their deductions across the board are so high. For the majority, I want to make that clear, for the majority, for the people that came with under 15% deductions, that wasn't what they achieved in the final, because the grandeur of everything else. And what we've done, hopefully, now is turn around and go, right, if you get more than 15% as a deduction, you won't place. So
Okay, yeah.
if you're turning around and laying 1,000 bricks and you get deducted more than 150, you will
won't
not
get a
place.
place.
It don't, and it's
Has to
one
be
in
the quality
six.
and quantity.
Yeah.
It's 1 in 6 bricks, Mark. You wouldn't get away with that on site. We need to make sure that, and it sounds really, it's a competition to how many you can lay in an hour. Absolutely it is, but it's hopefully in doing that is also saying to them competitors and protecting them from their own integrity. A couple of them have turned around and said, and I want to quote and give a full praise to Tom and Ash for Spec Mix. What they came up for example, like I said, the challenge that they had with the Maltese, both of them in that hour changed their technique because they said, I'm not risking the quality and my integrity of the wall.
They didn't just crack on with it.
They didn't just crack on with it, and fucking fair play to them, because, and I hope that message gets through. And we're doing as much as we can in late night briefings with competitors, briefings on the day to go, look, I want to use the analogy, and I've used it, and I hope this kind of makes sense, of when you go skiing, yeah? Or you've got your green, blue, red and black.
Did someone say skiing?
Skiing.
Skiing.
Skiing? I thought it was rugby.
Middle
Skiing,
class.
Fiji, wasn't it?
Middle
It's
class.
skiing, Fiji as well,
It's
apparently.
skiing everywhere.
Skiing.
Never been skiing.
Not yet. Sorry.
Is you've got your runs, you've got your green, your blue, your red and the black. Now, as skiers, whether you've skied before you're a professional skier, of course you can do all of them. You can do the black run. But the majority of people can do the green. People feel comfortable in a blue. You want to push yourself into a red. You can do a black, but you're going to stumble and hurt yourself. And it's no different to go into these guys. If you've been training for it, or even if you hadn't, you know you can comfortably lay 300 bricks, 400 bricks in the hour. Brilliant, to a good standard. You can push yourself and go for 450, 500. Fantastic. Do not go for 900 bricks if you've never laid 900 bricks in a day, let alone an hour. Because the judges are going to come in and they're going to hammer you. They're going to be, and I think this year will be a turning point for going, shit, like, not you've upset the judges, that's not the point I want to make, but it's got to that point where we go, if it's over 15%, sorry, you don't place, because it is what it is. This is about
That's
quality
safeguarding
and
people as well, though, isn't it?
people, and that's the key thing.
That has led us on to spending countless hours into kind of restructuring the judge's handbook. And so there's a handbook, which is kind of your 1 to 20 rules with a bit of a description. But then there's also a document that is around about 50 pages, which is full analysis and a full, like, a comprehensive book.
Who puts this book together?
The judges.
They come together and did that themselves.
It's about the reflective and about building. When you get an experience like you had, in order for something to change, something needs to it needs to go wrong.
Yeah.
You can only
You can't change what you don't know about.
You wouldn't have activated the 15% rule in 2023.
Of course you wouldn't.
Because you didn't think it needed that at the time, and you need that to happen, and you need to go, okay, what can we do? It's not about pointing fingers and going, oh, his ball was better than that
evolution,
one.
isn't it?
It's
It's
about
making it
going,
better.
what can we do for everyone in that competition? That needs to be our focus, and what can we do to, like I said earlier, when it comes to that competition day, especially at the final, I'm going to be saying to the competitors, I'm really sorry, guys, but apart from your immediate family, you ain't having any access until after you've laid your bricks, until you've done that hour. Then you can go out and engage and capture things with yourself and everything else.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure we're looking after yourselves.
We've got competitor agreements now.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. So each competitor signs, it's kind of an agreement / waiver. But the waiver doesn't really waiver anything, if I'm honest. But it's kind of to say, we have a responsibility to look after you, and you also have a responsibility to kind of uphold the integrity of Super Trowel. We're going to work on this together. You can't then get the hump and then start slandering it or whatever. We are going to help you. We're going to protect you, and you're also going to do the same for us. And we're going to
give and take, isn't it?
And we're making those agreements.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I think it's, and like we say, is the support afterwards, like when people have come out of it, we're going to make sure that the support is there for competitors, that it's just that census check-in with them a week or 2 weeks after, the competition. Is everything all right? Are you, just want to check in with you.
Some of them don't take it very well.
No, of course they don't, because it is your pride, and we get it. And it's just looking at it, and it only evolves when something goes. If it was all this huge celebration, it was what it was last year, and all right, this geezer's blade really close to sail close to the wind. He's made it through because he knew the rules inside out, and he knew not the game he was playing, but he knew the strategy that would get him what he's got.
He's played it by the book.
Absolutely. And it's turning around and going, if that wouldn't have happened, then we wouldn't have had this discussion.
But it makes you, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it makes you go, did you read the rule book to the T? Because he clearly, I might be talking out of turn, he clearly did to play that fine line. So did the others go, oh, well...
We can't. I don't. You can't say that.
You know what I mean?
But
so there's a whole plethora of additional bits that we've added, even down to an appeal system.
But
it's like it's a revision. I'm a massive F1 fan. Every year in F1, the teams absolutely take that rule book to the limit, and then the following year they tweak it because someone's got not an unfair advantage. They've played it by the book, and they've done that. So you just revise that.
Yeah, yes. And with the appeals, which is going to be the biggest thing.
I see that. I've got a list of changes to the rules. So you've got perp joints, 5 to 15 mil.
And that's based on, competitors turn around and said, the type of brick that we're using is not a wire-cut brick, it's a pressed brick, which with the best will in the world, it's a manufacturing tolerance, you're using a natural product, there will be some deviation in the side of that. So we've
allowed for that.
We've allowed on that, and that supports the competitors even more.
Got private judging. What's that?
So private judging, it's not quite private judging. It's the appeals process.
Okay.
So, no, it's them leaving.
Oh, right, yeah. So once the competition's finished, all the competitors have to leave. No one, and
Can stay in that arena.
No one. It's empty. It's just judges.
Let the judges do their job.
Yeah.
We had a competitor last year who was leaning over the shoulder of a judge while he's doing his job.
It just puts that doubt somewhere, doesn't it?
You just
Take
don't
it
need
away.
that. The end of the guys is when people started saying, "Oh, who are these judges?" But they're everyone from bricklaying assessors to lecturers to quality control managers to site managers to bricklayers themselves. They've all got experience. They don't need some bricklayer leaning over the top and going, "Oh, you ain't," and it's like,
"What are we fucking marking up for?"
It's like, hang on a minute, like have a bit of respect. It's like.
Yeah. So
15% rule?
Yeah, we've been through that.
Been through that one. 20 brick rule.
Yeah. So top 4 places, if it's dividing between 20 bricks, so if you're turning around and going, say you lay 820 mark, I lay 810, okay, that's very, very close. We're going to go around and relook at just those 2 walls to make sure we're pleased.
Yeah. Okay. Just to give it the extra check. Yeah. And then that also leads on to the appeals
section.
I've got
the last one was the appeals.
So the appeals is all the bricklayers have left, it's been judged. And then what will happen is, if I'm right here, Jack, because I haven't played too much part in the judging, is a bricklayer will get asked to come back to the competition space, and he'll get to walk around with the judge. They'll look at the wall, and what happens? So I'm going to rewind that. What we've done for the last couple of years is once the bricklayer's laid laid the last brick, it's counted, and the judge and the bricklayer agree on the number. So it'll be 760. Are you happy with that? 760? Yeah, fine. You both sign it. That is it.
Okay.
But now what we're going to do is we're going to take that to a whole nother level, and that is going to be the whole wall. Is then we walk through the wall with you. You get 10 minutes to go through it, and if there's any part of that wall that's being judged that you're not happy with, you get an independent judge who hasn't judged anything, comes over.
Oh, okay.
And he will be the mediator, and he will either agree or disagree. And
he has the
all he's going to do is going to get a level, and he's going to put it on there, and it will be. Thank Stabila, who
that was good brand drop there.
Yeah, they've given us their digital levels.
Yeah, so that's it.
You can't.
Stabila are the top dogs, aren't they?
You put a level on it, all the tape on it, whatever, and it's either in tolerance or it's out of tolerance.
And that's
Simple
it.
Yeah.
This is not
black
subjective.
or white, innit?
It's not subjective. It's
body
objective.
cams. Yeah. Body cams. Walls are going to be recorded. So, and then a body cam as well. So
on the appeals judge.
But it's evolution. You wouldn't have been there without all that shitstorm that happened last year.
Yeah. The thing is it's just looking at, as Ash turned around and said, it's giving that bricklayer the opportunity, and it's about having the honest discussion. This is. I'll say it the same as tonight as what I'm going to say it on the first regional next Friday. When it comes to the appeal, this is a bricklayer to bricklayer discussion. If I walked up to your wall, put a level up it, and it was over 5 mil plumb, used the space and looked at it and went, it's over 5 mil, and I mark that on your sheet. When you go around with your lane judge, if you look at that and go, that's 8 mil out of plumb, that judge is going to go, it's up to you. Do you
Yeah.
want to repeal it? But it's going to, you
ain't winning it.
bricklayer to bricklayer, it's going to get turned over.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be that many things that you're going, oh, well, I want to contest that.
Yeah.
Like, there will be, because
Yeah.
it's naturally, it's nature of the beast. You're going to
Egos.
go, it's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to win, and we
of
get
course
that.
you do.
But at the
It's
end
a
of the day,
competition.
it's going to
It's a
get
bit of fun. It's a competition.
There's still a competitive element.
But
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
doing everything with that evolution from last year,
Yeah.
what went on last year, and I want to say massive thanks for having your view on it. And I didn't want to dwell on it too much, but I had to. And
Yeah.
you've took the steps now to alleviate those issues. I'm sure down the road, however long, there'll be something else that crops up.
There'll be something,
but
yeah.
you'll deal with it
Yeah.
because you always do.
Yeah, it's the only way that we're that passionate about it that we can't just bury heads in sand. We wouldn't do that. We've taken the decision to do what we did, make sure that we're protecting the integrity of the competitors, the judges, and ourselves to a degree, which is we always come fucking last in it. Like,
It's the feedback,
just-
mate. It's the feedback. Year after year after year, it's taking that feedback each time and not wanting something to go wrong, but something happening, whether it's public or we've seen it,
Yeah.
and we can go, right, we can change that. One of the biggest things that we made cock up this year for 25 was we didn't do grandstands. We should have
Right.
had grandstands.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't have them. That was our mistake. No, not really anyone's any said anything. We haven't publicly said it. It's probably the first time we've said it publicly, but that's why we've got grandstands coming back, because we need to have grandstands.
Yeah.
So as a collective three, are you happy where 2025 has been underlined, done, dotted? Take away
Underlined, yeah.
the revisions you've made. Are you in a happy place where you've took the criticism from various people, but you can rest now? Go, we've done everything we can.
I think
we
it's put us in a
can't
better
do
place.
any more.
It's put us in a much better place.
There you go.
I think what happened there, as much as it was a rough bit of sea for.
How did you three cope with that? Because you're having your
was done.
your baby, Super Trowel's your baby. You're having that massively battered online. We all know online can be fucking horrible. So how are you coping with that at the time?
I mean, I talked to Joe probably a bit more during this day because I felt like Jack was managing it a bit better than me and Joe was at the time. But it was very much, I'm done.
Really?
I'm not really interested now. Switched off. I don't
took
need
us
it.
Devastated.
Was you the same?
Mate, I took it so bad, really, really bad.
Probably out of the three of us, I think Joe probably did take it the worst. If I'm all right, if you don't mind me saying, but yeah,
No,
I took it bad as well. I was very much, that's me. I'm finished. I'm not really. I said,
I'm not in it for this.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not interested now. Switch off. Move on. I'll do something else.
And what it just properly got to you then?
Yeah, the amount of time
It's good, isn't it?
and effort we had actually put in to deliver that, you wouldn't honestly, you couldn't. It just hours and hours and hours. And by the way, away from your family and sort of like emails 10, 11 o'clock later at night and first 5 o'clock in the morning sending emails and bits and pieces and sleepless nights. Oh, I've done that. We've got to sort this out. Right, that's got to happen. And it just, and for that to happen.
You've every own as well. You're one of your own, like bricklayers.
Yeah,
And then
you're
It all
right.
boils down to literally we're bricklayers and so passionate about the industry. We love bricklaying. We love what we do, and we're so passionate about what we've achieved with Super Trowel year after year and year. And then, that was it was hard to take. Really, really hard. It's like so deflated.
Yeah.
Like I remember driving home from what people don't see.
How quick after it was it?
Oh,
Did it blow up? Was it
3 hours?
Was it that quick?
Oh, it was that night. Yeah, me and Joe was there till we was there. Not
One
dig at you.
1 o'clock
We
in the
was there
morning.
1 o'clock in the morning, taking the walls down, and from probably about 8 o'clock in the evening,
It started.
and it went all the way through the night. And luckily we was battered, so I could have a bit of a couple of hours sleep. But then it just carried on all the way through, and that's probably when you then saw. I was on my way, a video I'd done. It got quite a lot of views, didn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't anticipate on doing that. It was just kind of like, look, guys.
Yes,
what's
I've
wrong?
seen it.
And that's why I said
I've seen
get
it.
the tissues, because might get teary, but it was. I think a level of frustration. It's just like, what do I have to do? What do I have to explain to you guys to say that the judges done their job? It was done, went by the rules, etc. We do this again. I'm not going to go on it, but we do this for free. This is blah blah blah, etc etc. And it's like, what is your problem? Like, what? And then it was, it was
That
very
raw
frustrating.
emotion.
But I think as time's gone on now, and we've kind of reviewed it, we've looked at it, we've got the feedback, and we've learnt within ourselves, and been on that journey through, I suppose, a shitstorm, because we just didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's not our world. We don't know. We're not PR people.
Yeah.
And given, I think it probably properly calmed down December. So
Wow.
we've sat comfortably and gone to bed, I'd say comfortably, since about beginning to mid December.
And that's why I didn't want to go too far into it, but I wanted to. And it's nice that you three here are
It's
going over it and
it's
putting
nice,
it to bed.
It's nice now, and it's going to be nice until
it's going to be
August, and then I don't think it will be anywhere as near as bad. I don't think, but it's almost like an anxiety.
Really?
It's like,
Is that how you're finding it?
Because you now know that if something goes wrong,
What can happen?
yeah, and it just wasn't nice. Even the messages that coming through and the comments and I tried kind of doing, because I'm a bit of sense of humour. I was kind of doing a bit of fighting fire with fire, and that was backfire.
The amount that, I can imagine the amount that was coming
Ultimately,
in.
when you put your heart and soul into it, like we've all put our heart and soul into delivering the very best day for everybody to come along and enjoy it. And it hit hard. It did hit hard. But took a long while to get back into the saddle with it again, didn't it? I know both myself and Ash Jack was obviously the stronger one out of the three of us, really, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
So we think.
Yeah. So how was it for you then?
I think I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, if you come to me with that question, I think, and I owe a great deal amount to my day-to-day job, is dealing with, and I think I think that's the only thing that I pulled on, is in that situation is I just thought my primary concern, outside of my initial family, is these two.
Yeah.
And the judges and the competitors is turning around and going like, you just go into kind of protective mode and try to guide people. And I said to both of them and turned around and said, look, you need to see, and I said this to you earlier, is the real world is slightly different to the social media world. Try and box it off as best you can. Yeah. This is not someone coming and, God forbid this ever happen. This is not someone coming to your front door. You can deal with that differently. That's across the line. This is not a secondary world, but you're turning around, and in that moment I was like, right, this will be rough. What can we do to get through it? And as much as possible is trying to just talk to people. And it's no different to when I have a 16-year-old kid that comes to me with a plethora of problems to, you don't know what people are dealing with, so you do with that. And I pulled on that unconsciously without realising it. I'll never forget, and apologies if I'm rambling on, but there was a great teacher training thing I had when I was in a session and this guy had a bottle of Coke, and all he kept doing was shaking his bottle of Coke and leaving it on the top. And he carried on for another 10 minutes and he shook the bottle of Coke again, and I thought, what is this geezer doing? And then we was talking about dealing tactics with learners, and in the end he opened his bottle of Coke and it just exploded. And I was like, and he went, that is your learner. And all he's had all day is people shaking.
Yeah,
He's had
going to
that go
blow.
wrong. He's lost money for the bus. People shook him. Something's happened. He's fallen out with his girlfriend. Someone shook him. You've come in and gone, why are you late? And he's bang, and he's done that.
It's the old
and
little straw and it breaks the camel's back,
and
isn't
it was looking at, coming back to that earlier, it was all of these little things that led up to the final, and it was that straw that was the bigger straw that broke the camel's back. And when it broke fucking hard. And it was just going, okay, what can we do? Let's take a bit of time, make sure we,
But
and hopefully I think we're now in the best place.
big event that is there, I'm sure, I'm going to put you in the same pot as it. Glastonbury, they will have had issues that have
100%.
caused them to have fucking.
And
it's how you come back from them.
I think a lot of it goes as well to a lot of our founding partners, sponsors.
Yeah.
They did call us up, and to be fair, even Stoneleigh, I know we're not working with them this year, but they all had us at the front of their minds. They all called us. They all messaged us.
Yeah, really.
I'm not going to reel all the names off, but all the big companies that we work with, they were all kind of there, and they was like, "How are you guys? You're okay? Don't worry."
See, that's nice. Isn't it?
We're still we're still back in Super Trowel. Like we get
100%.
it. It's just social media.
Yeah.
And they were batting off some nasty stuff themselves.
Yeah.
Some really horrible stuff. But they stood fast, and they're still with us because they realised on the journey that we're on and the journey that they're on with us.
Yeah.
And that
I think
that's testament.
Do you know what, mate? That's a really important thing to like. And I know obviously you were going to say it as well, Joe. Is just saying thank you to them people that did ring us up, that took the time, whether it was a text, whether it was a comment that was.
Yeah, it didn't go unnoticed.
It did not go unnoticed. There was a few companies that have gone and backed off these things, and that's fine. It's at the time we was like fucking hell. Like
I was going to touch on that. So Jack has said that you've had a bit of a revision for your headline sponsor this year. I'm not going to say who it is. I know who it is, and it can't go out at the moment. But when and I can't wait for you lot to release that. No, you can't. You can't. But when you guys release that, I am massively made up for you because that is a big one. It is. A game-changing one, I think.
I'm not going to.
No. Yeah, I know you're gagging to say what it is, but when Jack told me, I was like, well done.
I think going on the journey that we've been on, nothing on Brick Jackets at all, but going from 2023, Brick Jackets being the main sponsor of 23, that was still big.
Yeah.
We are what we want. It was what it was. It was a small event. And then 2024, Juicens.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Juicens want to sponsor.
And Wienerberger.
And Wienerberger. Yeah.
And you're like, what? What's going on here?
And then Juicens and Wienerberger were like, we want to do it again. And we're like, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
And then we get to 2026 and it's like a whole nother league. You're like,
amazing.
How?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I think again coming back to that partner is Wienerberger been all the way along, and we will go back to him. Is to mention two individuals explicitly is Dan and Craig. Is when we was going through the shit and them ringing us up individually and going, "You're all right, everything's all right. We know you're like," and I think it's coming back to that level. I've had this conversation with a couple of people ring us up and go, "We know you three. Like, we know what you're doing. We know why you've done it.
Yeah.
Just ride this. We're with you." And it's just that means so much.
yeah.
So when are you looking to release that big name?
About 3 seconds after it's signed.
It's going to be. Is that? I mean, I don't want to push you on it and stop me. Is that in the imminent future?
Yes.
So the guy that we deal with, the best analogy I can give
This
you.
is so bad because people are going to be screaming. Who is it?
So
There's
the
no
best
any hints.
the best analogy I can give you, and this came from the chap who we're dealing with at said company, is, and this is because it's such a big company, is it's in the sausage factory.
Yeah, it needs a few things to go through to churn it out.
It's in the sausage factory, he said, and that is pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
But no, massive well done for everything that you've done for the sponsor that's coming in. Massive well done for last year, for 25. From my point of view and from everyone I spoke to, people who I knew that were there, amazing show.
Thank you.
So 2026, again, you boys always level up. You always go the next level. So I can't wait for 31st. When is it? Give it a plug.
31st of July and the 1st of August.
Yeah. When do
Friday
the
and Saturday.
when do the tickets go on sale? Are they
Mid-March?
Okay.
Mid-March, we've got a few things that need to fall in line, and then we'll release them around mid-March. And again, look, having that decision of doing it on Friday and Saturday, just signing off, that was again based on feedback. We had subcontractors say, look, any chance of moving it a couple of days, because I have to take 2 days off, Wednesday and Thursday, important days.
Everyone can lose a Friday, can't they?
Family days, do you know what I mean?
A lot of the attendees
the Saturday,
back,
families turning around and going, I definitely want to bring my family to it.
It's got that vibe about it now.
I've got a young lad who's at school. I can bring him on a Saturday. He's thinking about a trade.
Yeah, that's it.
Take him to try a trade. He can have a go at a digger. He can go, you know what I mean?
Go meet his influencer.
Have you seen the floor plan yet?
I've seen the AI mock-up of it. I want to see.
Well,
I'm going to have a look at the proper floor plan. But right, I'm going to wrap it up now, boys. It's always a pleasure to have you on every year. The doors are always open. This year, again, level up, massive, and also just take a step back. You've gone from that little room, Ash. Remember that little room? That
was the college, but yeah.
You know, you are doing what you're doing for the industry in everything that you're doing, along with, if we haven't said, where your last regionals are going to be taking place this year, is unbelievable. And it's all going to come together at Super Trowel 2026. It's going to be amazing.